Hello again. I'm going to explain today how to work with two inequalities at the same time and how to graph them. First of all, let's read the problem that we have here. Graph x minus y greater or equal than 2. And this is really important that you identify which one is the connector. And it's and x greater or equal than 3. You can graph this in different ways. X and Y intercepts, you can make tables, but I picked to make tables. For me, it's easier to understand. So I'm going to do the X and the Y. Before I begin to solve the table, I'm going to rearrange the first one. X minus Y greater or equal than 2, negative Y greater or equal than negative X plus 2 is plus 2 because the 2 is positive right there. And then we have this, and we already did it, that you have a negative value. This is like having negative 1 multiplied by y. So I have to send this to the other side. And because it's multiplying, first it's going to divide the other side. But not only that, this sign is negative. And when you have a negative number next to the y, you have to flip the symbol. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do the multiplication of the signs. Negative and negative, this is going to become positive. Positive and negative, this is going to become negative. Remember the rules of signs? Well, it is if you have the same signs, so you have going to have positive at the end. If you have different signs, well, you have a negative sign at the end. That's pretty much the rule. Now, I have the rearrangement, and this is what I'm going to use to get the value of y. I'm going to pick the standard. Again, the standard values that I use are negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Many of the students ask me all the time, Miss, what do you use that? Well, because I have an idea what's the tendency of the graph. I have a couple of values that are negative, and I have a couple of values that are positive, and also I have the 0. So I'm going to replace these values over here. So it's going to be negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. 2 minus 2, it is 0. I just found all the values that I needed for the table. Hello, we're back. Well, we have here the table with all the values for x and y, and I have the coordinate plane over here. I'm going to graph this because this is the table that I have, and I'm going to begin. Negative 2 is negative 4, so negative 2 is going to be negative 4 around here, and then I'm going to do negative 1 is negative 3, and then 0 is negative 2, and then 1 is negative 1, and then 2 is 0. This is the line of dots that I get. Perfect. I get 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Then I check what type of symbol I have. I have an equal, so to see if I have a solid or a dashed line. So it's going to be a solid line. Perfect. Solid line. Okay. And remember, we have a rearrangement already, and the rearrangement looks like this. Okay. Y is less or equal than x minus 2. These ones are the values that I got. And as you can see here in the rearrangement, the symbol is less than. Less than. So that's the point I'm going to graph. I usually tell my students when you work with and, you work with two different colors. One for the first inequality and the second one, another color. For example, you can use color that you know what is going to be the combination. For example, I use a lot of yellow and red because you get orange, right? And I won't say anything else because I don't remember combinations, but try to use two colors that you know what you're gonna get when you combine them. So let's say that I'm gonna shadow this below the line, and it's gonna be like this. Right? This is gonna be my line. Now I'm gonna graph the second line. I just want to confirm. As you can see in this line, the x is going to be always 3. The representation of the line is going to be always 3, and all the possible answers are going to be greater than that value. So I'm going to graph first the line. When the x is greater than 3, when the limit is 3, it's going to be around here. 3 here, and this is going to be the way the line is going to look like. Okay, this is going to be the line when x is greater or equal than 3, and this is the line when y is x minus 2. That is the same as this. It's just another rearrangement. That's it. Now I'm going to graph this, and it says when is the x greater or equal than 3? Is this. Okay. But then I'm looking for the answer that has this and this when you have a common factor between the two of them. So look what is going to happen. The common factor between all of them is the combination of both. So I might say, okay, if we're talking about this, when do you get this to combine? I'm going to make this line longer. So you see the combination, and you're gonna see it right here. This is gonna be the shading. Which one is the part where you get both colors at the same time? That's gonna be the answer of your problem. We have a second problem, and this one is a little bit different because you're not using and. What you're using over here is or, okay? I just want you to see this. It's or, it's not and. So the procedure at the end is a little bit different. And also over here, you have two tables because they're not that easy to see. Let's begin. The first one, I'm gonna do the rearrangement, and for y is gonna be minus x plus 1. As you can see, the inequalities that I'm using are really easy. And I'm doing this because I want you to understand the concept of or and more than anything. I'm going to use values, my usual values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And I'm going to replace them over there. So -2 plus 1, -1 plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1. What I get over here is 5, 2, I'm sorry, 3, 2, 1, 0, and -1, right there. I have the table, and those are the values that I got. Let's do the graph. For -2, 1, 2, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, right there. For -1, it's going to be 2. For 0, it's going to be 1. For 1 is going to be 0, and for 2 is going to be -1, right there. I have a line, and I check over here if it's a dashed line or solid line. It's a solid line right here. And is greater than, so I'm going to shade the area that is above the line. I got the first one. I'm going to do the second one and then the rearrangement as well. And I get y is then -x plus 4. I'm going to do my table. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. I'm going to do mental math of this to make it a little bit faster. So it's going to be positive, negative, and negative is going to become positive. 2 plus 4, 6. Negative and negative is going to become positive again, 5. 0 is going to be 4. 1 minus 1 plus 4 is going to be 3. And -2 plus 4 is going to be 2. I have the values over there. I got them from here. Remember, -x plus 4. I just replaced them. I'm going to grab that Negative 2, 6. I got this. Negative 1, 5 here. 0, 4 here. 1, 3. And 2 is 2. 2 is 2. Right. I check what it is, and I see the sign is unequal, has an equal, so it's included and it's below. I'm gonna do this line. Okay, remember this is y minus x plus 4, and this one is y is greater or equal than minus x plus 1. As you can see, they look like two parallel lines, and I can check it because they have the same slope, -1, right? -1. So this one says the first one above, but the second one says below the line. So I'm going to do the other one below the line. Now, this is interesting because if you can see, below the line covers the other part of the coordinate plane, and above the line for the first one covers the other part from the whole coordinate plane. So which one is the answer for this problem? This is going to be all the real numbers are going to be the answer because we cover all the negative side and everything in the positive side and also the zero. That's it.